I was at a conference explaining this grand vision a few years ago about what I wanted to build as a social impact entrepreneur, to transform education across the world, give access to a top-tier education to every child who may not even have access to it. And I was at this conference talking about it, and when I finished, this gentleman walked up to me. It was in Ibiza, very hard work, but he walked up to me and he said, "I really loved your keynote, and I think you are going to build this machine, and I think you are going to change the world, but it's going to be really, really hard, and you're going to have really difficult days. And when you have those difficult days, here's my phone number, and I'm going to take you out for a cup of tea so that you can just get going and never lose your passion." And later I found out that that man who came to speak to me and gave me his number was none other than Felix of Basement Jaxx. And I have leaned on him on difficult times, but what I've actually learned is that this is a man with pure authenticity, with no agenda, that has just learned so much, he's achieved so much in his life. He's incredibly passionate about education. And therefore, I thought that at Century's keynote, I want to introduce him to you. I want you to hear who I think is simply one of the most inspirational people that I've ever met in my life to talk to you about creativity. Please welcome to the stage, Felix of Basement Jaxx.
You keep on giving me the hold up. You know what, this should make your mind up. 'Cause when we get
Thank you, Priya, for inviting me here today. I'm glad we met. It's great to meet kindred spirits, and I know you probably think I'm a bit of a fish out of water here, but obviously I care about our kids and our kids' education, and I'm keen for us to change the world and focus on the positive and make a better world. Last time I was on stage talking to teachers was at my school prize giving when they asked me back. That was terrifying, more terrifying than 75,000 people for a headline slot at Glastonbury, because I really cared about what they thought. And I think they're important people, and I'd firstly like to take this opportunity to thank you all for what you do. I admire you immensely, and I appreciate the wonderful work you do, realizing your job can often be a difficult one. Thank you for giving me a few moments to talk to you today and share my perspective. My name's Felix, and I've chiefly been making and performing music for the last 25 years. And I'm grateful to talk to you today about how we can give every child an inspiring and stimulating education so they can achieve their dreams, just like I did. Experience more, regurgitate less. Let children be children for longer. Don't force them to grow up too fast. Allow them to build, create, run around, dance with their eyes closed. Be free. Help people, do handicrafts, gardening, have biology lessons up in the trees, go skydiving, trampolining, build rockets, play games, learn more through melody and song. Make structures looser, realizing every child is unique. That children are identified with special needs could be the ones at the cusp of our human evolution. Don't overpressurize them, treat them with respect and as equals. Love them, empower them, lead them. Reach for higher sensibilities, authenticity, practice determination, attaining focus, being silent, being social. Help the local community, the homeless, make songs for peace, stimulate their imagination, let it run wild. Have you ever been to that place in your mind? Leave all the negatives behind, a place without boundaries, with an atmosphere unknown. Come with me to that place. There's some words that I wrote for a song ages ago, and I haven't done anything with them at this point. But they describe a place I witnessed, particularly after intense bursts of creativity, a place which for me has always been a thrill to encounter. It is only years later that I can see this is a place where I believe all great artists, inventors, innovators, and creatives go, the source of their inspiration, what new ages search for in yoga and meditation. This is the well channeled by great geniuses, and this is the place where the children in your classroom will find incredible solutions for the future world we live in. That place in your mind, leave all the negatives behind, a place without boundaries, with an atmosphere unknown. come with me to that place. That place is where I reach to tap into my true creativity. It's a kind of heaven, that place of mental freedom where curiosity can be explored. So how can we help our young people find this place, this safe place of ultimate mental freedom, where we can encounter the divine spark that is in all of us? Look at very young children playing, having adventures with invisible friends, existing in magical worlds we can't even see. The wow factor is forever present with toddlers as they play, but all too often that gets drummed out of us by pressure to conform within society, by parents, schooling, bosses, bullies, governments, the dumbed down culture of celebrity we live in, sentimentality and violence. So how can our children exist in that place of mental openness and genius ideas with the pressures of the modern world? Joy, laughter, play, fun, imagination. I find I tap into this well of creativity whilst walking or having a bath. That's obviously a bit more of an ordeal when you're managing a class of school children, but worth remembering. Young people love science fiction and fantasy. It's their chance to wonder, imagine, develop those neurons that deal with other possible realities, future possibilities, and the place to see different solutions. My young nephew can understand the folding of time, different dimensions, creative ideas thrown at him a lot better than I, because of his innocent imagination. I think the time has come to study the future as seriously as we do the past. Classes in future thinking, future being, future morals. What are we heading for? What could happen? What could be? Examining the possible outcomes of AI, the ethics of AI. How will we spend our time and what will be our purpose of many of today's jobs slowly disappear? AI may have less need for humans in the future, so it's key to work out how to control its growth and how we can grow with it. We need to focus on AI for good, not just for commercial gain. The discussion must take place between children and adults. Children need to be part of the conversation. There's no point running away from it. It's here already. We already have a robot citizen, cyborgs. People are already embracing being microchipped. Some yearn to upload their consciousness to the cloud. Things are moving forward so fast, and it's really exciting to see all the robotics and stuff out there today. I wish I'd had that when I was at school. It always excites me to say to young people, you are the future, creators of the coming human world. A world devoid of all the current wranglings. When we are all gone, when Trump and all our favorite politicians are dead and gone, it fills me with such hope and positivity about the possibilities of the future world we can create if we just catch our breath and place our attention on the things that truly deserve it. Give the imagination more attention. Give those neurons a chance to grow, rather than let them slowly get eroded by the barriers young people encounter. A friend of mine used to play a game with fellow friends at university. They called it Imagination Hour, where they sought to create the most outlandish stories and mind-bending ideas, the sort of out-the-box brainstorming big corporate companies are gagging for. That's the kind of thing we need in our schools. How can we encourage our youngsters to use their imagination, to think differently? It's changing the habits. It takes 21 days to change any habit. It's trying to get into a different headspace. Working in the studio, I often ask singers to jump up and down, take a walk round the block, or make animal noises as a way of pulling them out of a lower frequency headspace. The humdrum, self-conscious, judgmental lower frequency headspace that is for so many of us a habit, as is distraction. We become good at everything we practice, and in the current age, we are experts at being distracted. Let children think bigger, dream more, imagine, ignite their curiosity, passion, get them experiencing things, not just reading about them, making them understand the illusion we are presented with in our daily lives. To understand that when we talk about scientific facts, they are merely a current theory based on the data available to us, not the ultimate truth. that newspapers, books, blogs, social media are all just perspectives. We need to encourage our children to think, to critically evaluate. Let children be creative in thought as well as activity. To fall over and learn to get back up again. Practice patience, kindness, empathy, focus and determination, not just hear about it. I believe my success in music has come from keeping a flame of wonder alive, diving in and out of my imagination, having the freedom to go to that place in my mind. I took the advice of a good friend years ago. Remember, never lose the wow factor. And I have to remember to keep practicing it, to retain that habit, to keep the left-hand side of the brain in check, the critical side that grows so expertly in adulthood. It's all a question of where we place our awareness. I'd like to ask you, in your heart of hearts, to think back, if you can remember, to your school days, what really made an impression on you? What really touched you? What made you grow? When did you feel that special aliveness, the freedom of experiencing, that feeling, the calm in the eye of the storm, where you felt pure joy of being, that place where the magic happens? We can all go there, and I think we must encourage our children to go there and grow there. The place where we encounter that special something, that brittle, pure, unadulterated flame, the key to creativity, the birthplace of great novels, the stillness reached by the surfer in the flow riding a magnificent wave, where Einstein found his theories. He was initially poo-pooed and got a lot of resistance from the scientists at the time. They said his theories were pure imaginings until they were proven. Where energy goes, energy flows. Where we put our attention, like seeds that we tend and water, that is where we grow. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. This is true of every aspect of life. Every word, every action can be that transformation. Focusing on positive ideas and possibilities leads to more positive results. Positive thinking is all well and good, but we also need to practice it. We have to find a way to not stamp out our children's flame. Everything is vibration, and my job has been finding and encouraging certain vibrations, as is yours. Sing a song with no true feeling, it is dead. Whatever I was taught in school, the teachers I remember fondly are the ones that were alive, kind, fun, honest, and authentic. Raising the frequency is the key. View the world from a higher sensibility, and that is the world we see forming in front of us. Thoughts become words, become actions, become our future world. As a last thought, I'd like to leave you with a quote from my father. He's now 87, who has preached as a vicar all his life. He said to me, "You can't preach to people. The only thing you can do is stand beside them and inspire them to look in the same direction as you." It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time. I wish you the best of success as guardians of the fragile flames of future brilliance, the seeds which can blossom into incredibly beautiful flowers. Thank you, and have a happy 2018.
Honestly.
Thank you, Priya.
Thank you, Felix. I shouldn't have a fixed mindset. I think I should have a growth mindset and say, I could write like that one day. I think that's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to Felix for taking the time to come here with his family. And thank you to Sir Mark Grundy for coming to speak to us about Shine Academy. And I hope you have a fantastic BETT show. Embrace the technology. Don't use tech for tech's sake. Use it as a tool to solve problems that you're encountering. And I think that you will find that you will change things in your particular environment. Thank you very much. Thank you.